You need to change.
Find out all these things. You need to get out of your own fucking way. And your market needs to understand that you will go to bat for these people even when the chips are down. Even when things are going wrong, right? Like, if things go bad, find a fucking solution, right? Like, ad accounts are getting shut down.
Sell the metal. Sell the metal. Sell the metal. Sell the metal. Sell the metal.
So what we're going to run through today is why consistent 50K per month recurring in your offer every single month, starting the month at 50 grand without having to lift a finger, requires a significant amount more pain than most of the gurus are fucking telling you. A 50K per month, starting at the beginning of the month, every single month, already having 50K, coming in every single, 12 and a half grand every week, whatever it is. That type of business doesn't just happen, right? There are many ads out there that will tell you that we can get you to 50 grand a month in XYZ or whatever it is. There's a whole lot of all you don't pays or whatever the hell it is. And in my opinion, the reason why most of you aren't there right now at 50 grand at a bare minimum, bare minimum, is that I think most of you are being way too passive in your daily approach at the moment. Now, the way I see it is that I think you are fucking settling. You are lying to yourself about how much work you are doing right now. I see this happen with so many of our clients until they snap the fuck out of it. And I've had it and experienced it myself. And one of the things that you have to, like a bridge you have to cross, is that you have to stop lying to yourself about how much you're doing. And it's really fucking hard to admit, right? Like, this is the hard part about it. You have to essentially admit to yourself that you're not doing everything that you said that you were doing, and you aren't showing up in integrity in such a way that would actually help you just make 50 grand a month as a bare minimum, the floor. That must be like the starting point. If you are making 50 grand a month already right now, like, it's going to be hard for you to live in the next couple of years. I'm telling you this right now, right? But the reality is, like, it's fucking hard. And most people out there just aren't telling you the reality and the truth of this. Now, I put a post up on Facebook the other day, and a lot of what I'm going to be speaking through today is going to be sort of using that as a guiding tool for the way I'm going to take this podcast. And it riled some people up. I got some messages from people saying, like, fuck, I didn't realize how, small I was playing. I didn't realize how much I was making it seem like I was doing a lot of work, but really doing fuck all. And the reality is that you might not understand this, but people out there aren't actually wanting to work with you right now because your offers and marketing are flat as fuck, right? And what's really interesting about this is it's not like a random thing that I'm saying. People who are reading your content can tell that you aren't actually backing yourself. Like, they can feel an energetic repulsion. You're repulsing people because they can tell that through the way that you're talking, you're acting in little bitch voice, if that makes sense. They can tell that there's things that you haven't actually addressed in your own life, in your own business. And as a consequence of that, you aren't where you want to be, and that's not working out for you. So why would someone want to work with you in that scenario, right? They can tell that if things were to go down, you would not go to bat for them, right? Like, when push comes to shove, they are not coming flocking to you because they would not believe that you would go to bat for them, right? Like, if ad accounts were to shut down, they would not believe that you have a solution to this. If you possibly help people with producing more lead flow for their sales teams or whatever it is, right? They might not understand, hear, see, feel, believe that what you understand is what they're truly experiencing. An example of this, right, is there are so many people who want to work with like a 7 or 8 figure business as a marketing agency or as a consultant or whatever it is. And the reality as to why you aren't actually picking those type of clients up is that the person who is the 7 or 8 figure business owner is seeing your content go out, and they can instantly fucking tell, oh, this guy himself doesn't understand the laws of what's actually going on inside my business, what I'm experiencing. I can tell he himself is a beginner, and because he's a beginner and he's not expressed a definitive understanding of the problems that I'm experiencing on a daily basis, they almost instantaneously disqualify you as a candidate to actually help grow their business in any way, shape, and form. A really interesting example of this is at our most recent event in Scottsdale. It was in Phoenix in Arizona, right? It was just in the capital there, not in Scottsdale. We were in an event, and one of our clients, long-term clients, been with us close to 2 years now, Conrad, was sitting there going like, fuck, right? Like, how come I'm not attracting, like, I get them every now and again, but how come I'm not attracting like these 7 and 8 figure business owners at a high volume? And what's really interesting is like, it took me 2 seconds to figure it out and work out what the issue was. And I started reading through his content and reading through the way he was communicating to the market. And he just wasn't speaking big problem language. Wasn't speaking big problem energy, if you want to call it that, right? And what I realized as I was going through it is like, he runs an e-com agency that helps Shopify-based e-com stores scale up. And his offer is fucking world class, right? He's genuinely one of the best I've ever seen at it. But the way he was communicating to the market was essentially like, get more clients, do this, do that, or like whatever the language for the not SEO, the e-com sort of language, AOV and traffic, average order value, conversions, all the normal stuff, right? I was thinking, fuck, right? Like, what's the big brother of all those problems? When you solve a problem for someone, it unlocks another problem for them, right? So when you work with someone who is not a fitness trainer, but a fitness trainer will work with someone and their job is to help them lose weight, and it opens up a new problem of now feeling small, skinny, blah, 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 and they need to actually access the new part of them, which is get big or whatever it is, right? Like, every problem solved opens up 2, 3, 4, even 5 problems, if that makes sense, right? And the people who get to keep it long-term and actually get bigger clients are the ones that look 4 or 5 problems down the line and start marketing the rationale that having those problems is better than where you are now. And we started changing the messaging with Conrad and in e-com, right? Like a lot of the Shopify stores, a lot of the drop shipping type stuff or whatever it might be. You have to get in, like when you sell stock out, right? You essentially have to, or if your order value goes up so much and your volume of product being sold goes up so much, you have to start looking for new 3PLs to start storing your new product in, because you outgrow the original storage facility that you were using in the first place, and as a consequence of that, you have to go and network with new people and find a new place, and it costs more to do it, all these different things. And we came up with a new hook for him, and it was like, well, it sucks, but most of the clients we work with, I have to help them find a new P&L. It costs them more, it does this, but they're sold the fuck out of stock, and everyone is having to deal with that right now. Within a week, this guy had like 7 people who were doing like 500 grand a month plus reaching out to him, and he's booked a bunch of calls with these different people. And we started attacking these new hooks that were all about creating a really cool affinity with the problem that gets unlocked by the problem that you solve being the thing that they would love to see, right? I put one out the other day about it might cost you a lot of money and it's going to suck on the first of the month, but the amount of money that you're going to have to pay your setters and sales team when you work with us is all going to be worth it, because the amount of money you'll be making is fucking exuberant, if that makes sense, right? So like I make something that sounds bad into something good, because by unlocking that bad thing, you must have done something unbelievably fucking good, which just gives this essence of big dick energy, right? Like this essence of like, oh, these guys must get a result here, and they understand the things that I'm experiencing to such a point and precision degree in some way, shape, and form. And when people don't see that in your marketing, they can tell, right? Like you put it up with value posts or whatever these fucking things are, they can tell that there is something willing to look under the rock of. And as a consequence of that, you are actually in a position where when you get someone on a call, you can actually fully understand what's happening in their world and get to the core root issue of things. And that's why you're losing fucking sales right now, right? That's why you won't bring the team that you want on right now, or the team aren't retaining for you long term, because you haven't done the deep work to be able to find out what it is that they need in the areas where they need the most support, because you've been too scared to ask the hard questions or whatever it might be. They can fucking tell that you've been playing small, like a little bitch, right? And that's not what these type of clients want. These type of big dick clients, the whales, the people you want to pay you 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month, they want to know They want to work with people, the type of clients that you want, these big dick clients, right? They want to work with people that are fucking winners. And what's really interesting is someone that's a winner can sniff someone who isn't a winner out like instantly, right? Because the language you use, the way you carry yourself, all these different things. And for that type of client, there needs to be a belief that they feel from a mile away and then some, that if it, right, metaphorical it, all went down, that you would be able to have their back no matter what. So what I mean when I say that is like, if they do have to do the 3PL thing, have you dealt with this experience before? If you do have someone that you bring on who's in a position where they have to scale their sales team after or during working with you, do you have the know-how and the understanding as to, we need to do this with the lead flow, we need to do this with the lead flow, and we need to actually pull back here, we need to spend here, we need to drop this spend or whatever it is in any way, shape, and form. Do you personally have the know-how in how to deal with a situation like that so they don't actually feel like they're not being led in such a way that only someone that's a winner who understands these things could give them the safety that they need to hear, feel, see, touch, whatever it is, if that makes sense, right? Or if you're a consultant and you work as a business coach or a marketing consultant or a fractional CMO, whatever the fuck it is, right? Like, do the people that you are working with understand that the 3 or 4 line problem-based consequence after the problem that you solve is something that they fully understand, that you understand, that there's 2 things in play, right? Like, do they understand, one, that you know what to expect is going to happen, so that they can feel safe and go, fuck, this guy can lead me to where I want to be. And 2, do they know you have a fucking solution to it, right? Like, they just need to know that you know more than they do and that you're going to solve that at the same time too. This is what keeps people long term, right? Like, even if you inherently don't have a service that you sit there thinking, oh, fuck, you know, like, I just run ads for people. Okay, right? Many people just run ads for people, but the people who stay with people who run ads for them are the people who go, okay, this is the type of company that understand my complete situation, and they will go to bat for me. They'll possibly even introduce me to people that they've networked with who have solutions to the problems that I'm experiencing. And as a consequence of that, I'll be able to continue working with them. I won't have to pause, like most of you fuckers are probably experiencing, and everything will be great, right? It's a leadership thing. And I think there's such a lack of leadership. And it's ridiculous how fucking obvious it is, right? Like, the thing is, like, these people want to work with winners, and they don't want to work with a small version of yourself right now who's been unwilling to get out of his own fucking way, because there needs to be an energy to what you're sharing. There needs to be a belief that they will be able to get the help that you know that they're going to need with you. Right? As a consequence of this, the results that you've been sharing, for the most of you, because I watch so much of your shit, the results that you are sharing are trash. And they are not eliciting the frustration that only proof of those problems being solved, i.e. the second and third order of consequence of problems, can paint the true picture in their mind of, right? Like the 3PL for someone who runs paid traffic for e-com stores, or the sales management structure for the person who helps people get setters and sales team, or the sales team ad spend structure for if you have 6 reps versus 12 reps, like how much money should you be spending and where should their time and energy and attention be focused? Some of you guys are unwilling to do this work because you're like, I just do my thing. Grow the fuck up, right? Like, people are looking for a leader, and the consequence of not knowing this stuff is that they will leave they will leave and go work with someone who's not scared of, like, uncovering all of this stuff, right? And the way that you're sharing your process that you help people with feels way too Mattel, right? If you don't know what Mattel is, it's the company that owns fucking Barbie, right? The way you talk about your stuff is like way too fluffy, it's way too nice, it's pink, it's this, it's that, and it's no fucking where near enough. Man, I can't fucking wait to work with these guys, right? Because it's the problem uncovered that they hear, the pain, the thing they're really experiencing, the thing they actually understand on a daily basis, that maybe they don't even know that anyone else understands because they're too fucking sheltered themselves, because that's the reality for most of these people. They're too scared to talk to someone else about the things that they're experiencing right now because they'll feel at a level of shame or whatever it might be. You can come in and insert yourself into that conversation they're having in their fucking mind before anyone else gets an opportunity to do that with them. And as a consequence of you not doing that, no one's fucking listening to you. The reason people listen to me is because like, they're like, this guy knows my deep dark secrets. Well, yeah, it's because like I've experienced the shit for half of them myself, but like, if I haven't, I just go and ask the people that I work with, like, what's this shit really meaning, right? Like, where does all the desire for this come from? And if I don't have an answer to, like, I go and ask my network, okay, who is the solution to this? Educate me on this. I'll go and educate myself on all the things that at the market that we work with will need, right? Like marketing agency, a business consultant, a business coach, a marketing consultant, a high-ticket business owner that works with other B2B businesses, a high-ticket consultant of any sort, really, right? Like, there are very few problems that I would be unaware of how to solve or have access to someone that can solve that to get the information that I need to be able to help infiltrate a lot of the things that you're experiencing. And that's what gives me a fucking just like infinite level of leverage against a lot of the other people out there. It's because like, I've got the solutions. I don't give a fuck what the problem is. And if I don't have it, we'll get it. And we'll get it as a team. And I'll go to bat for you if that makes sense, right? Like whether it's production of our clients, right? Like, again, I said the word production. It's like an assembly line. You do X and you get this many clients. Whether it's producing, you have recruitment, onboarding, training, ramp up, optimization, all the different things that come into that to make it really easy to get someone to a place where it can win and win long term. There is scaling your marketing to a point where you can build brand and do all these different things that will get more people to come onto calls who are laydowns for your teams, which are the perfect people to work with and all to the stuff, right? There isn't a problem that I don't have a solution to because I've done the fucking deep work and I've either done it myself or I've gone and found solutions from other people because it's my fucking job to do so. And I'm not a 5-year-old girl who's too scared to do this stuff. And what's really fucked up, right, is like your team know, right? If you have a privilege of having team on board right now, they know whether you're showing up or not. And they know whether you're doing the work or not. And if they can like unconsciously tell that shit, they are sitting there unconsciously, quietly quitting, looking for a new job going, I wonder if this place is even going to be in the next 6 to 12 months because this guy's just not guessing it, if that makes sense. And that's just like, that's fully your responsibility. If you're doing that, you're a shit leader, right? So don't be that person. And if you want to start making something like 50K per month at the beginning of the month before you even make a sale happen naturally and just something that happens naturally without having to have done anything because that's the equity you've built in the market and the results you're providing for people that aren't vanilla, that are core pain-based issues, solving major problems with solutions from the fucking heavens coming down, right? The reality is that you need to change. You need to find out all these things. You need to get out of your own fucking way. And your market needs to understand that you will go to bat for these people even when the chips are down. Even when things are going wrong, right? Like, if things go bad, find a fucking solution, right? Like, ad accounts are getting shut down, have a fucking solution. Clients, sales teams are leaving, help them understand what to do in situations like that, right? Like, it's a privilege of yours to be able to have solutions to this stuff because and you don't, like, if you're an agency, you haven't seen that I'm a consultant. No, you get to choose whether you get to be a trusted advisor or not. That's your fucking privilege to be that and do the fucking work because otherwise you will lose it to someone else who is willing to do this stuff. If you're a business coach or a high ticket expert or whatever the fuck it is that you do in some way, shape, and form, just be willing to do the hard work, right? Like, and by example of hard work in this context, I mean, like, find out all the consequential things that might be around the issue that your problem being solved with that client might experience and have like 88 different things to help them with because it might end up being an additional service for you. It might end up being a great referral partner for you, whatever the fuck it is. As you become a better resource, you get more referrals, people get more love sent your way. All these things happen. But if you're not doing this stuff, they don't believe in you because they need to see that you are the truth. And it's not until you personally look at the pain of your own delays, the things you haven't been looking at, maybe the things you've been avoiding or procrastinating on your own businesses, that's preventing you from going deep with these people and finding out what's really happening there because you don't maybe feel like you deserve it, right? And if you aren't doing that, you don't deserve it, right? But that's not a negative thing because you get to change the context of that by committing and having courage to do the hard stuff because you have the privilege of doing that thereafter at the same time as well. And you get to choose that. That's the cool part. The interesting thing about all of this is that you can realize once you do this deep work and everything else as well, is that this is exactly what your prospects have been feeling themselves as well, right? They've been sitting there wondering like, how the fuck am I going to get this solved? I'm scared of this. I'm fearful of bring in this new team on because I know I'm going to manage this. I'm fearful of scaling my ad spend because I'm scared that if I scale my ad spend, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Right? Like, this is what your prospects have been feeling on a daily basis. And unless they feel as if they understand that you understand that, you aren't in a position of leadership. And they are begging for someone to understand their situation. And this is actually all of this stuff, all the reasons that I'm telling you about the core deep root issue that we want to solve, right? Is like, I get asked a lot about what offer linking is, right? It's the marketing mechanism that I created that, and when I say marketing mechanism, I don't mean it's like our cool thing. It's like a complete reverse engineering system that will help you reverse engineer the actual person you're working with down to the problems they're experiencing, down to the consequential problems that they're experiencing based off that, breaking it down into a process of how you would fix that for them and come up with a plan that you can actually market effectively, market to the pain point you want on the sales call, and you can like understand the whole thing better than 99% of the market, better than the top dogs, better than anyone out there who's beating you right now, is charging more on all these different things in the space of about 45 minutes on one call with us, right? Like, we can reverse engineer all of that and you can probably end up swinging your dick real big, strong, and heavy to any call that you get on or the marketing that you do. And that's a really fucking cool thing to say. And the rationale and reasoning behind this, because it gets like 9 layers deep under the skin of the problems that your prospects are dealing with. And it gets right to attacking the core of the issue itself, right? The prospect that you're dealing with needs to feel like you have a camera in their offices, that you are watching the pain that they are experiencing, and or maybe it's the pain they're experiencing of their delays in doing nothing, right? And the insecurities that they might be feeling around that stuff. Not to use it against them, right? But like to show them the pain of their delays and to show them the consequence of what happens to them, their families, and everything else around that if they don't do something about it, right? As someone who can lift that understanding of the standard they haven't been holding for themselves up, you instantaneously get this like instant resonance with their unconscious that goes, fuck, this guy gets me, right? They need to feel like you just know what their day-to-day experience is like. The stuff that they hate experiencing usually wouldn't tell anyone else, right? It's the stuff that, like, this is the stuff you need to sprinkle into your marketing and link back to your offer, i.e. offer linking, right? We want to link the pains that we want to the offer that we have, right? We want to link the issue that someone's experiencing back to a core part of our offer and put out a lead magnet around that brings someone in. And when they opt into that, it's obvious that they are in a position like that, because otherwise they wouldn't have opted into that thing. So instantly there is a link back to our offer, and it puts us in a position of power, because now we get the privilege of playing trusted advisor in asking, hey, my son, now that you have said that you have taken this from us, can I have a quick chat with you about, usually when people are experiencing X, Y, Z, like, this is the thing that's really going on behind the scenes there. Is that what you're experiencing? Is there anything else going on there at all? And it's like, instantly, yep, that's me. How did you guess? Blah, 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 right? And now you're in this like pre-built trust-based conversation where they now will open up to you, tell you their deepest problems, and ask you to hop on a call if you have the time, as opposed to the other way around. And when we work with someone to reverse engineer all this stuff, we want to reverse engineer all the things that people hate about their current situation and hate about where it is they are right now. And we use this as the core foundation of everything that we speak of, because that becomes the foundation. And we use it as a way to communicate that these are the things that you hate. These are the solutions to it. This is what you'll experience. This is the problem you'll experience after it. And we're going to be able to help you fix all of those at the same time as well. Seems it's starting to utilize this offer linking to its fullest and best, to its fullest and best is the best way I can explain it. It starts bringing up people from the brickworks that have been like hanging behind, just like watching what you're doing, but not actually engaging or whatever it is. They'll just start inboxing you, right? Because they're like, fuck, I was essentially waiting for you to actually start communicating the things that we were actually experiencing. And I'd love to chat with you about helping me fix my $1 million store, or helping me fix my $1 million sales process, or whatever it is. Because this is what helps you create the predictable inbound lead flow with the people that you want to be selling, right? Which helps create a world where not only does that give you safety financially, but it gives your team safety, your account management team, clients that they would love to work with, who are the right fit for your services, who aren't fucking so far away from the actual delivery that you should be doing that you have to keep recreating the wheel, so your delivery becomes a fucking dumpster fire, right? Your account management team love it, and your setting team, who are on the front lines, fucking love working with you because they're attacking problems with you and feel like they're a part of something, because they now feel, fuck, I fully understand where they're at. I know that our boss understands where we're at. I know that the marketing speaks to the pain point. Now I can go out and attack the pain point and find solutions for the people that we are working with and get them to the place where they, define as off their hell island and into their heaven, right? Now I get the privilege of being able to do that, and I get to feel like I'm a part of something bigger. I get to make a dickload of money, and you made everyone's job a shitload easier, if that makes sense too, right? Most of you are not where you want to fucking be because you are not accessing the pain of staying in the same place for you. Firstly, you aren't looking at like, what are the pains that I'm experiencing right now of the delays that I have not taken my full responsibility of our current situation, right? And as a consequence of that, you were never able to fully connect deeply with your prospects at the level where they can just fucking instant resonance-based trust you, right? Now, when someone works with us, what we help you do is reverse engineer how to access that pain of delay and create this urgency in your market with the type of person you'd like to work with, in you in particular, right? Then we sprinkle it into your offers, into the promises that you make to the market, the problems that you say that you're going to solve, into your marketing. And then we help you do the same into the way that you market your team building, right? So like how you build team, how you understand the problems they're experiencing, right? Like one of the biggest things, like when sales reps hop on a call with me, they're just like, oh, you fully understand why we have left other offers before. Compensation structure was fucked. The opportunity structure for them to actually be developed and to grow within our organization and get promotions from setter to closer lead to sales manager, or whatever it is that their choices is, was something that was not a privilege that they got in other companies in any way, shape, and form. And like when they get to us, it's just like, oh, you really knew what we were experiencing elsewhere that fucked us over. And we can see that there's evidence that people that are working with you are making great fucking money. And the question is like, how do I work with you, right? And it changes the whole fucking game, because the problem we're speaking is the thing that we know that they're experiencing, that they're usually not telling anyone about, but that they are usually complaining to their wife about, or their buddies about, when they are having their own personal conversations in their own personal life, right? And we want your team to be so fucking on board that they would metaphorically, maybe not metaphorically, I think my team would do this practically, right? But fight people in the fucking streets with us, right? Like, we want your team to be like, whatever the problem is that we're solving, I fucking stand by it. I stand by the work that we do. The team that we have is fucking world class. We would go to war with this team if we could. And your team need to believe that you would go to bat for them, right? They would need to believe that you would go to bat with them in the market too, right? Like, some of the stuff that we do with our team is like, I hope, like, we did a huddle today, and I was like literally talking them through, are you guys looking after your wives, right? Like, how is home life? Are you guys looking after things financially? Are you guys investing money effectively? Are you guys making sure that everything is good at home for you guys, so that when you get on fucking calls with the prospects that you're speaking to, that you don't have this incongruent feeling where, like, you aren't showing up the best version of yourself, so you can't go deep with the prospect and the things that they aren't actually, that they may not be addressing themselves right now. And as a consequence of that, like, I will go to bat for these people. I will train them. I will get extra resources. I will pay them whatever the fuck they need to be paid, so that they can live the life that they want, so that they would go to fucking battle and war with us. And we want to teach you guys how to do the exact fucking same. Offer linking is what can create that for people, because it's understanding the core lack of competency in different areas and just amplifying it to show that we have the solutions to these things at the same time as well. And the thing is, like, I've been rambling for like 32 minutes, right? If you have listened so far, right? If you have listened to this so far, this I know is true. And I know that what I've spoken about so far today is true for you, right? You probably aren't showing up in the way that you need to. You probably aren't getting the results that you want. And you probably don't have the team on board to produce the results that you want for you, your business, your market, the families that you guys have, and all sorts of stuff too. And you know you need to do something about this. And I bet you deep down, hearing me sometimes, the reason why people listen this far is because it fucking hurts with like, fuck you, dude. But you're right. And no one has the fucking balls to tell you other than me. Because everyone else out there in the market's talking about, oh, you don't pay, or you do this. Because they just want your fucking money. They want to find the dumbasses in the market that they can take the money off and burn them to a fucking crisp. Because they don't give a fuck. Well, sadly for them, I do, right? I go to war for people. I really give a fuck. I really want to see people win. I've had too much pain and shit in my own life to not want to help people through this stuff themselves, right? And if this is you, and you are not at 50 grand, 100 grand a month, and you know deep down inside, you fucking deserve to, you just aren't showing up the way that you know that you want to or should be, or something isn't right now, here's what I would do if I were you. I would reach out to me, I would message me, or Kyle, or Faris, or someone else in our team, and I would ask how I can help you, how we can help you break through the bullshit you're putting yourself through right now, or your team is putting you through, or your market is putting you through, that's attracting the bullshit that you are fucking getting right now. Let us work out what little areas we need to help you destroy in your marketing, your sales, your own fucking self-worth, or whatever the fuck it is, right? So you can start showing up better, because I want you to understand what you will get back from us is extremely simple.